Carolina, they have to be one of the worst teams in the league. In addition to that, they have a couple of their best offensive linemen that are going to be out of this game. So it could be a very long day for Mr. Bryce Young. Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba. Season 3, episode number 106. And guys, we back for another week of Survivor. And guys, I'm actually late this week. This is the day after the Thursday night game. It's Friday, September 19th. So for all of you guys who had Buffalo last night, congratulations. For those of you who survived last week and had Dallas, how about them Cowboys? Congratulations, because we should be counting our lucky stars. I did not think that they were going to get out of that game with the W. And they did. So, hey, last year, the ball wasn't rolling like that, at least for me. I know the first couple of weeks, I had a plethora of teams that had already been eliminated. So I'm happy that so far this year, I've been perfect. So let's keep this ball rolling. Let's take a look at week 3. Like I said, the Buffalo game is already behind us. So for you guys who had Buffalo last night, congrats. For those of you who wanted to save them until later this year, let's take a look at our other options for this week. The next team that I had Buffalo in all of my leagues last night. In this particular league, I got 3 slots. I went with Buffalo 2 of the 3 slots that I had. In this particular league, I actually went with Seattle as my other team. And I think this week is as good a time as any to go with the Seahawks. I'm not comfortable, honestly speaking, as I initially thought playing them this week would be pretty easy. But even though the Saints are 0-2, they're actually playing better than I thought they would this season. Rattler is actually looking pretty competent as a QB. He's not turning the ball over. I'm not as comfortable as I was at the beginning of the season, but I'm rolling with Seattle this week. Another team that I would go with, or that I am going with, is the Atlanta Falcons. Carolina, they have to be one of the worst teams in the league. In addition to that, they have a couple of their best offensive linemen that are going to be out of this game. So it could be a very long day for Mr. Bryce Young. Atlanta's defense, they've been swarming, sacking the quarterbacks. So give me the Falcons as well, guys. I don't have these last couple of teams, but they could be teams that if you just want some options, or if you have a lot of entries in Survivor, that you could go with as well. And that's the Green Bay Packers. They play the Cleveland Browns this week. And I think they're just too talented on both sides of the ball for the Browns to be able to win this game this week. I do think the game will be somewhat close, but give me the Packers in this one. And the last game, but certainly not the least, is one that at the beginning of the season I would have had more confidence in, but not so much this week. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 0-2 for the first time since Mahomes has been the quarterback. The talent isn't the normal Kansas City Chiefs, but I think they're going to come into this game and come out and prove a point that they're still the team to beat. I think this could be a beatdown because they got a point to prove. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs, even though I'm not picking them in any of my survivors. And just to take a look at my other survivors, just to make sure. Yeah, so I went with Buffalo and Seattle in this particular league. I think this pool still has around 400 people left. Yeah, still 411 survivors left in this pool. My big pool, I went with Buffalo and Atlanta in this particular pool. Started out with 13,652 people, trimming down a little bit. We are now at 12,320 people left. So still quite a few people left in this league. There hasn't been that week where there's been a major upset and half of the pool has been eliminated. So We're just moving right along, guys. My philosophy is I don't care what everybody else is doing. I'm going with the best team every week, the team that I feel is the best or my best option. And if I feel real good, like I did in the first league I showed you, I'll pick them more than one time. I'm just kind of going for the best team available that week and just trying to get through all of these weeks. So, guys, I hope I gave you guys a couple of picks that you may be able to use if you've been pondering on what team you're going to pick. But there you have it, guys. And with that said, I hope we live to see another weekend Survivor. Do me a favor, spike that like, comment, subscribe, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.